beautiful people. Welcome back to another yoga class. Today I'll be guiding you through a flow that is meant to awaken our Kundalini energy. So we're really going to be flowing it out today. It's very fluid. But before we begin, I want to welcome you to do a little bit of exercise. So this is known as Arati, but we are going to do a simplified version of it. So if you want to skip right to the flow, go to this time is when the flow begins. Otherwise, if you have a candle, a cup of water, and a piece of paper with a pen, we're going to write down something that we want to release from our consciousness. Anything that's really bringing our energy down and making us feel heavy, we're going to release it. So write that down right now on your piece of paper, whatever that is. It could be an emotion, a judgment, a thought process, a limiting belief, anything that makes the body feel heavy. We want to let it go. Right. Now you can go ahead and fold that up safely, and we're going to burn away our heaviness. You can even just do this in your mind's eye by closing your eyes, picturing a flame, picturing the word of whatever you want to release, and visualizing yourself burning that word. Okay, so when this gets close to the edge, just gonna drop it in the water because we don't want any problems. And there we go, we just did a symbolic ritual to release something that we need to release. And now we can go ahead and begin our practice with a clean slate. So let's go ahead and get started. I also want to mention, if you would like a soundtrack to this class, go ahead and check the link in the description box. Otherwise, this class will be just me guiding you with a voiceover. Okay, so we are going to begin in child's pose. Knees can be in line with the hips or slightly wider, sitting back on the heels and bending forward over our legs. We're relaxing into child's pose. You can imagine here some roots growing from your hands deep to the core of the earth, really grounding you. And beginning to take a couple slow, deep breaths. Now on your next inhale, begin to walk the hands over to your left hand side, really stretching the whole right side of your body. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. We're going to walk over now to our other side. Walk over to the right, stretching and elongating the whole left side of the body. Really breathe into the side of your body by imagining the air flowing over to that area. Walking our hands back to center, and we are going to do some hip circles from child's pose up into tabletop, bending into upward dog as well. Along these circles, we are breathing in a circular motion. So inhaling, and then at the peak of our inhale, immediately exhaling and continuing our breath in a circular motion along with our movement. Can reverse the direction of your circles. Really feeling intuitively how your body wants to move, what feels the best. Not so much how it looks, but how it feels. Walking the knees slightly in to tabletop position, so hips are stacked over knees, shoulders stacked over wrists. For cow pose, gently arch your back, bringing your belly to the mat. chest and eyes gazing slightly upwards. For cat pose, exhale completely, rounding your spine to the sky, tucking in your chin to your chest and your tailbone under. And mindfully continue to flow between both these states, syncing it with the breath. You can even go ahead and do some cat-cow body circles, as I'm showing here, to really lubricate the hips and the shoulders. This is a great exercise to begin engaging your core, improving your posture, and developing spinal flexibility. For our next pose, I'm rolling up my mat to place under my knees, and then I'm going to begin in tabletop, walking the hands forward and lowering the chest to the ground into puppy pose. And hips are stacked above the knees in this position as well. And you can go ahead and do some shoulder circles in puppy pose or just relax into the stretch. These circular motions help to release blockages to allow energy to free flow and circulate through the body, really awakening that Kundalini fire. Moving back into tabletop, we are going to do some side crunches, bending the arm and bringing the elbow rhythmically to the ground. So as you inhale, moving the chest and the elbow up to the sky, exhale, elbow makes its way to the mat. You can unbend your arm now and just have it free flowing up to the sky, opening your chest to the right side of the room, and then sliding your right arm underneath the left, bringing the shoulder and your temple to the mat. Making sure our hips are directly above our knees. This is thread the needle pose, really stretching the shoulder and the spine. Take a deep breath in and exhale deeper into the pose. If you're feeling spicy, you can take your left leg and extend it out in front of you, bringing your left arm up to the sky, opening our chest even further. Let that left arm be flowy and serpent-like, really twisting out all the toxins to allow for that new, bright, effortless energy to flow through you. Take that left arm back to the ground, bringing our left foot in as well, and taking our right hand out from underneath the left, back into tabletop, moving into puppy pose, and continuing our shoulder circles in the opposite direction. Breathing mindfully with each movement and rhythmically. Slide both hands in a little bit back into tabletop. Gonna bend our left elbow now and do our side crunches, inhaling up to the ceiling, exhaling elbow to mat, and continuing this movement, syncing it with our breath. Releasing the bend in the left elbow, opening our whole arm up to the left side. Reaching for the sky and exhaling down to thread our needle. So left shoulder is placed on the ground, left ear on the mat, gazing forward with our right arm up and overhead, palm firm into the ground, or you can open that right arm up to the sky. If this is comfortable for you, hook that right arm over to your left hip and bring your right foot, extending it straight out in front of you and placing it onto the side of your mat. You can lift your right arm to the ceiling, further opening the chest. Remembering to maintain that slow, deep breathing. All right, right arm reaches back onto the mat in front of you, right leg meets the left, and we are going to come out of thread the needle back into puppy pose and just intuitively stretching out our shoulders here. Now sitting back onto our heels, rising up, I'm going to do some wrist circles. Our left hand is in a fist and our right palm is covering it as we do circular motions in opposite directions. Now bringing our palms to the mat in a reverse direction, so fingers are facing our knees. I'm going to stretch the inner forearms here and the wrists by leaning slightly back onto our heels. Move in circles over the wrists to really help with your range of motion. Now we're going to turn our fingertips forward and root our fingers and our palms firmly into the ground, untuck our back toes, making our way into our first down dog by shifting our hips back and up. Chest relaxes, belly button is reaching for our knees, shoulders relaxed, our head is hanging. You can begin to walk out your dog, beginning to stretch out those hamstrings. Now to really get that serpentine energy going, I'm going to do some spinal rolls. So bend the knees and arch your back just like in cat pose, forward into a plank position, and then bending the knees and shooting the hips back and up, back into down dog, continuing this rhythmic motion with our breath. And on the next inhale, walk both feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your legs, knees bent, grasping elbows and hanging here in a relaxed forward fold. You can bring your hands underneath your feet to further intensify this stretch, straightening one leg at a time. Keeping your knees bent as you inhale, raise your arms to the ceiling, scoot your butt back as if you're sitting in a chair. Holding this for a breath, then straighten your legs and reach all the way to the sky. Exhale and bend over to your left hand side, opening up your chest to the ceiling. On your next inhale, you're going to bend over to the opposite side to the right, opening up the left side body. Inhale, arms back to center. Exhale, slight back bend, chest opens up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift with a straight back. Exhale, step or hop back. Lower down chaturanga with our elbows hugging our ribs. Then we're going to shoot our chest forward and up into cobra pose. Then exhale, lower the chest back down and continue this movement in a dynamic motion. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Tuck the back toes, lift yourself up and back into downward dog. You can play with reversing your spinal rolls by bending your elbows and your knees, shooting the chest forward into a plank, then rounding the spine and bringing the hips up and back into downward dog. So doing this in a circular motion, connecting and syncing it with our breath. Finding our way to down dog, taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Then on your next inhale, walk your feet forward to your hands and do a forward fold, grasping your elbows, gently relaxing with bent knees. Inhale, arms up into chair pose. Try to keep a flat back. Your core, your abs are engaged. Keep breathing. On your exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Twist over to your left hand side by hooking your elbow over your left knee. You can open your arms if you wish as a variation. Thighs are together and the abs are engaged. Bringing our palms back to heart center, releasing the twist. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky, straightening our legs. Exhale, bend over to the left hand side. Inhale, both arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, over to the right hand side. Keeping a steady breath. On the next inhale, rise to center, gentle back bend. Exhale. Inhale, back to center, forward fold. On the exhale. Then on the inhale, move from halfway lift, bending the knees, hips back into chair pose, arms lifted, shoulders relaxed. Moving our palms together into prayer and twisting over to the right hand side. Left elbow is hooked over right knee. The hips are squared, so that means that the knees are in line with each other. One knee is not more forward than the other. We'll be doing some sun salutations now, so release the twist, bring your palms to your mat, step or hop back and lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, raise the chest into upward facing dog. Exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, walk feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to the sky, hands above. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back and lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift arms. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Place hands down. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now you can go ahead and do these sun salutations at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable for your body. If you would like a water break, this is a great time to go ahead and have some water. Find your way back to your mat in a standing position. We're going to shake it out and start doing some shoulder circles on both sides. Reversing the circles, changing directions, changing the size of the circles. We will now move on into eagle pose, bringing our left elbow underneath our right, seeing if you can clasp your palms. If not, hold your shoulders like this. Then we're going to bend our knees, sitting back kind of in that chair pose position. Bringing our left knee up and over our right knee, seeing if we can clasp our toe around our calves. If not, you can keep your toe placed on the mat or just hanging out in the air. Remember to keep your core engaged, to keep your breathing going, and you can play around with lifting and lowering your elbows, seeing if that provides a better stretch in the shoulders. Unhook your legs, unhook your arms, and reach all the way up to the sky. We're going to go ahead and move on to the other side. So right elbow under left, clasp our palms, bend into chair, bringing our right knee over our left knee. Doing our best to maintain a straight back, even if that means lifting higher in the legs. Playing around again with lifting our elbows up and down. On your next inhale, unhook your legs, unhook your arms, and shake it all out. Make your way back to the top of your mat. We're going to inhale, lifting the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight back. Exhale, place the palms down. You can lower your knees, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths in down dog. Now, if you're interested in a twist, you can take your left hand and find the outer portion of your right ankle in a downward dog twist. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling deeper into the pose. Now on your next inhale, bring your left hand back, and exhale, bring your right hand to the outer portion of your left ankle and twist it out. Inhale, bring the hand back to center, downward dog. Exhale, sink your chest to your thighs. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, and do some hip circles here. Any direction, reversing directions, changing up the size of the circles, doing what feels right intuitively. Exhale. Inhale, bring that right foot forward in between the hands, lower the left knee down. Bring your arms up into low lunge, really stretching that psoas muscle of the left leg. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Scoot the hips back into a half split. Inhale, bring the hips forward, bend the front knee, lift the arms up into low lunge. Exhale, straighten the front leg, half split. Now move in this rhythm at your own pace, connecting each movement to your breathing. Get flowy with it. You can add a slight back bend at the top of your low lunge. Okay, bring that right foot back into downward dog. Add a spinal roll in it if you feel in that. And then make our way into downward dog. We're going to inhale, lift the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, hip circles. Reverse direction. On the next inhale, raise the left leg up to the sky, then bring it forward in between your hands. Lower the right knee down, and inhale your arms up into low lunge. Swaying, flowing, moving, embodying that snake energy, which is a good energy, gets a bad rap. Sinking deeper into the low lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg into half split. Inhale, move your hips forward back into low lunge. Exhale, straighten the front leg, hips move back, folding over the front leg, half split. Inhaling, bending the knees, shooting the hips forward, arms raised to the sky into low lunge. Doing this at your own pace. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it just matters that you're moving and you're flowing in it and you're feeling the energy of your body as you do it. Tuck the back toe of your right leg, place your palms on the mat, and make your way into downward facing dog. As you inhale, walk your feet to your hands and raise into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise all the way up to the sky, hands to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands on the mat, step or hop back, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee to open up the hips, stacking them on top of one another. Inhale, straighten the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot forward in between your hands, grounding your back foot, 45-degree angle from the back of the mat, lifting your arms up and forward into Warrior One. Exhale, open the arms to the side, Warrior Two. Reach the right arm up to the sky as you straighten the front leg into a reversed warrior. Then on your next exhale, bend the front knee as you bring your right elbow just above the knee, and your left arm reaches all the way overhead above your ear, stretching into side angle. You can even do some circles to continue the theme. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Straighten the leg. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. Arm circles. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Straighten leg. Keep those arms flowy. Inhale, back to side angle pose. Then bring our hands to the mat, plank pose, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips, stacking them on top of one another. Inhale, left leg brings forward in between your hands. Drop the back foot at an angle. Inhale, arms up into Warrior One. Exhale, open up the hips to the side and arms, Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Straighten the leg. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, side angle pose, so left elbow just above left knee. Right arm circles up and over the right ear, as if there is a straight line from the edge of your right foot all the way up to the fingertips. Or continue with flowing your arm in circles. Inhaling up to Warrior Two. Exhale, reverse warrior, straighten the leg. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, Warrior Two. Straighten the leg. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle pose. And bring your hands to the mat, lower down in a plank, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee. Right hip is stacked over left hip. Begin to shift your weight onto your left hand side, flipping your foot over and touching your toes to the floor behind you. Lift your hips up and open your chest and your right hand to the ceiling. Now bring everything back into downward dog, lifting the right foot up and bringing it forward in between your hands. Back foot is rooted at an angle. Inhale the arms up into Warrior One. Exhale, arms open up to the side, Warrior Two. Hips move as well. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Straighten leg. Add a little bit of a back bend. You're gonna find center in this position. You can bring your back foot in a little bit so that you can square the hips forward. Taking your right hand out, reaching as far as you can forward, and then down into triangle pose. So finding the ankle, the floor, the shin, and opening your left hand up to the sky. Twisting from your upper spine. You can keep your knee bent in this position if that is most helpful. Okay, bringing our left hand back down, bending over our right knee, pyramid pose, or intense hamstring stretch. And if you want to reverse your triangle, left hand or fingertips reach the floor. Blocks are very helpful here. And right hand twists up to the sky. Try your best to bring your left hip forward slightly to keep those hips square. Bend the front knee and windmill the arms into warrior two. Then reverse the warrior. Then back into side angle pose. And if you have it in you with your shoulder mobility, you can do a bind. So the knee is bent, stacked over the ankle. Right arm reaches under your right leg, your right thigh, and your left arm is around your back, clasping your fingers in a bind. Maintaining a soft, steady breath. You can play around with straightening your front leg slightly. If you're able to straighten it all the way, go ahead and do that, or just play around with slight bends. Bend the front knee, release your arms from the bind and place them on the mat, making your way into plank, lowering down into chaturanga, inhaling upward facing dog, and exhale into downward facing dog. We're going to repeat this on the other side. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky and bend the knee. On the exhale, opening up the hips. You can go ahead and flip your dog here, bringing your left toes to the floor. Raise your hips, open your chest up to the sky, and your left arm overhead as you balance on your right hand, keeping a strong, steady breath. Make your way back into down dog, lifting that left leg up and bringing it in between your hands. Drop the back foot, inhale arms up into warrior one. Exhale, open the hips and arms into warrior two. Inhale, left arm comes up into reverse warrior. Straighten the leg. Now bring your back foot in a couple inches so that you can square your hips forward. Taking your left arm forward as far as you can. Once you can't go anymore, drop down. Your left hand reaches the floor, your ankle or your shin, and open right arm up to the sky into triangle pose. Chest and gaze is twisting up to the sky. Inhaling, exhaling. On your next inhale, lower both arms in front of you towards the mat, folding over your left leg. You can keep your knee bent if you wish. Pyramid pose. On your exhales, sinking deeper into the stretch. Inhale, keep your left hand on the ground, ankle or shin, and right arm reaches to the sky in reverse triangle. Keep your belly engaged to protect your spine in this twist. Now make your way back to center, pyramid pose. Bend the left knee, windmill your arms up and over into warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, side angle pose, and go ahead and do your bind here. Left arm goes under left thigh, right arm up and around your back, clasping your left fingers. Play around with straightening that left front leg as well, as much as you can, moving back and forth. Release your hands from the bind, bend your front knee, and bring your back leg to meet the front leg into a forward fold. You can step on your palms to again deepen the stretch, And do hip circles here, bending your knees. Now squat down as low as you can until you've reached your sits bones, and then extend your legs straight in front of you into boat pose. Arms are straight in front of you. You're really squeezing your belly here to maintain this V shape. Squeezing, lifting our arms up higher. Focus. Deep breaths. On your next inhale, see if you can go a little bit higher. Then exhale, bend the knees and begin to rock your knees forward to your chest and back. Squeezing your belly each time you do this. So the Kundalini energy is rising up our spine. So go ahead and roll on your spine here. Give it a nice little massage. Feel the sensations as each part of your spine, from the lower portion all the way up to the base of your neck, is feeling the sensations of the floor with each movement. Make your way onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. You can also circle the knees to further massage the hips. Next posture is bridge, placing both feet on the floor, knees in line with hips. Arms to the side, you can tuck your shoulders in, and we're going to lift our hips up to the ceiling, squeezing our belly as we do so. And the chin is tucked into the chest. Continue the movement at your own pace, raising your hips to the sky as you inhale, breathing in. And as you breathe out, exhale, you're going to lower your hips to the floor. If you'd like to play with this pose, you can take your left ankle and place it below your right knee, opening up that hip and knee to the side as you continue to raise and lower, keeping the core engaged and maintaining your breath throughout. Release the left leg back to the floor, lower your hips all the way down, and you can bring both knees in towards your chest to do a little stretch, some circles, massage the lower spine. Okay, gonna place both feet back on the floor, arms to our sides, and moving into bridge pose again, raising and lowering the hips with our breath. You can tuck your shoulders under and clasp your hands as well if that's more comfortable. Be sure to keep your knees pointing in or level with your hips, not pointing outwards, and in line with the direction of your feet, so we're not putting too much strain on the knees. And if you again feel like you want to have some fun with this pose, you can take your right ankle and place it below your left knee, and opening up the hip, continuing to do the bridge, raising and lowering with your breath, maintaining soft, steady breath. Go ahead and release your right leg back to the floor, lowering your hips down and bringing your knees into your chest. Then extend your legs straight out in front of you to the ceiling. And we're going to do a hip stretch. So taking the left knee underneath the right knee and crossing our legs over, gonna bring both thighs to the chest and grab onto your shins, your ankles, your toes, or the soles of your feet, bringing your legs in. It's kind of like a crisscross happy baby, but it's really stretching out the sides of the hips. Uncross your legs and do a little shake with your legs, whatever feels cozy, comfy, shake it all out. And we're going to do the other side. Right knee now goes underneath left knee, crossing our feet over to opposite sides and bringing both thighs into the chest. Grab onto your toes, ankles, shins, and bring your knees closer towards your chest, really stretching out the hips. Uncross your legs, shake them out, and we will move on to plow pose to help counterbalance all the back bends we did earlier. Using your abs to control the movement, begin to lift your legs straight and together up to the ceiling, and then slowly lifting your hips up as well, supporting your lower spine with your hands as needed. Have fun with some slithery movements of the legs if you wish. Really embodying the Kundalini. Slow circular movements. Another variation in this pose is to bring the soles of your feet together, opening the knees up to the side. Straightening out the legs. Just play around with this and see what kind of movement feels good for your body. But then you can slowly start to bring one foot, toes touching the floor behind your head at a time, seeing how it feels for your hamstrings in this stretch. And then go ahead and bring both toes to the floor if that's within your practice. Your arms may still be supporting your back behind you, or you can release them to grab your toes, further stretching your hamstrings. You're in full plow pose here. You can begin to bend your knees, moving your legs in this sort of happy baby position and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling across your spine into happy baby. Or if you're in plow with legs to the ceiling, begin to bend your knees and lower them towards your head, rolling again vertebrae by vertebrae towards a happy baby position. Releasing the lower spine here and the hips. Take a couple slow and long deep breaths to relax your body. Keeping your left knee tucked in, now extend your right leg out towards the back of your mat. This is wind relieving pose. Hugging that knee of the left leg in towards the chest. Taking deep breaths here. This posture gently massages the abdomen and can help with digestive issues. Now flex both ankles to engage the muscles of both legs and circling the left ankle in both directions as well. On your next inhale, bring both knees towards the chest and extend your left leg out towards the back of the mat, flexing both ankles, hugging the right knee in towards the chest on your exhale. You can go ahead and start making some circles in your right ankle this time and reversing the direction. Now extend both legs out towards the end of the mat, lying in our final resting pose, Savasana. Arms extended out, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, release all tension. Just fully release all of the weight of your body into the floor. Be really, really heavy. Every part of your body. Consciously relax the muscles in your face, the muscles behind your eyes, your ears, your forehead, jaw, tongue. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Make your arms heavy on the floor. Relaxing your chest, your belly, your hips, thighs, knees, your calves, ankles, feet, toes, everything. Just breathe in lightness and breathe out heaviness. Kundalini is this infinite source of energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine in the sacrum. And when awakened, it's like the floodgates open and this energy travels up the spine through the 7 chakras, these energy centers in our body, to the crown of our head, which is representative of higher consciousness. So it's its own form of a path towards enlightenment, whatever that means for you. It's this opening of energy and allowing of the body to really experience life fully with all the senses. So your perceptions become more intense, food tastes better, sounds are clear and bring you so much bliss. There is love and joy and light because you are experiencing so clearly and consciously as a human being that the idea of good and bad ceases to exist. Kundalini awakening can result in many physical, emotional, and spiritual experiences like heightened awareness, emotional release, bliss, visions, sensations like tingling, heat. But it is to remember that this is a gradual process that you do through yoga, breathing techniques, mantras, and it takes time and patience for all these energy centers to open up to fully experience life. So consistency is key. That's why you should thank yourself now for being and bringing yourself to your mat and doing this for your body. Now begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles, waking up the body from Savasana. You can go ahead and bring your knees to your chest, swaying side to side along your spine, and roll over to your left-hand side to a fetal position, bringing yourself up to a seated position. Well done, you have completed the class. If you liked it, please go ahead and show your support by subscribing and liking and commenting. That would mean so much to me. And I'm sending you lots of love and light and joy and all the good things. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.